Good evening, Kenya. Welcome to Kenya News Update today. I'm your host, and we're coming to you live from our Nairobi studios. Tonight, we have a special 12-minute deep dive into the beautiful game, the passion, and the politics that swirl around Africa's biggest football stage. The Africa Cup of Nations 2025 is underway, and the story that has captured the continent, and indeed our nation, is the quest of one man, Egypt's Mohamed Salah. The Pharaohs have just advanced to the quarterfinals, with their captain and talisman once again proving decisive. But this is more than just a sports story. It's a narrative about legacy, about national pride, and about the immense pressure that comes with being labeled one of the best to never win the trophy. We'll break down Egypt's journey, analyze Salah's pivotal role, and debate what this means for the tournament's landscape. We'll also look at the broader context, the chaotic magic of AFCON, the geopolitical undercurrents, and the financial stakes that make this more than just a game. Joining me tonight are sports analyst Wanjiku Mwangi from the University of Nairobi and political commentator David Amondi. Welcome to you both. Wanjiku, let's start with you. Egypt is through. Salah scored. It feels like a familiar script. What makes this year different for him and for Egypt? Wanjiku, thank you. It's the weight of history. Mohamed Salah is now 33 years old. This is likely his last, best chance to claim the one major honor that has eluded him. The BBC Africa recently profiled him among the greatest players never to win AFCON. He's a two-time runner-up. The narrative is clear: without this trophy, his legendary status in Africa, despite his club heroics at Liverpool, will always have an asterisk for some. For Egypt, it's about reclaiming their throne. They are the most successful nation in AFCON history with 7 titles, but their last win was in 2010. The pressure from 110 million Egyptians is immense. Every touch he makes is analyzed not just for its technical merit, but for its symbolic weight. David, and that symbolism extends far beyond the pitch, doesn't it? We're seeing this tournament play out against a complex geopolitical backdrop. Just look at the news from Davos earlier this week. President Trump, alongside Egyptian President Sisi and Gulf states, backed a new board of peace for Gaza. Egypt's role as a regional mediator is crucial. When Salah plays, he isn't just representing Egyptian football. In many ways, he's a global ambassador for a nation navigating turbulent diplomatic waters. A victorious Egypt, led by their most famous son, would be a powerful soft power tool for President Sisi. Host, a fascinating point, David. Let's visualize the sheer scale of what Salah is chasing and the company he's in. The BBC list includes icons like Didier Drogba, Samuel Eto'o in his early years with Cameroon, and the great Kalusha Biwalia of Zambia. These are legends defined in part by this very absence. But the financial landscape of African football has changed dramatically. Let's put some numbers to that evolution. The prize money for AFCON has skyrocketed. Back in 2019, the total prize pool was around $14.5 million. Fast forward to the 2025 edition, and the figures are staggering. The champion team now takes home a whopping $7 million. That's a life-changing sum for many federations. The runner-up gets $4.5 million. Semi-finalists, like Egypt hopes to be, earn $2.75 million each. And even quarter-finalists are guaranteed a significant $2.5 million. This isn't just glory, it's serious economic investment in national football programs. For the teams that crash out in the group stage, the consolation is still a substantial $1.4 million. Host, those numbers are transformative. David, from a political economy perspective, what does this influx of money, largely from sponsors like Total Energies, mean for the relationship between football federations and their governments? David, it creates both opportunity and tension. A successful tournament run can be a huge financial windfall for a federation like the Nigeria Football Federation or the Kenyan Football Federation. It grants them a degree of autonomy, but it also raises the stakes. Presidents and sports ministers want a share of the glory and the credit. We saw a hint of the potential for conflict in that curious report, later denied, of an altercation between the NFF chief and a CAF vice president. While it was dismissed as false, it speaks to the high-pressure environment in those executive committee rooms where millions of dollars and immense prestige are on the line. Host, indeed. And speaking of presidents and celebration, we cannot ignore the reigning champions. Senegal, their victory parade in Dakar just days ago, on January 20th, 2026, was a masterclass in how football success can electrify a nation. President Bassirou Diomaye Faye hailed their historic win. Tens of thousands in the streets, a 7-hour parade. That is the dream for every nation here, including our own Harambee stars one day. It's the ultimate national unifier. Wanjiku, from a purely sporting perspective, what did Senegal's win last time, and their current status tell us about the modern AFCON? Wanjiku, it confirmed a major shift. The power is no longer concentrated with the traditional giants like Egypt, Ghana, and Cameroon alone. Senegal's win, built on a golden generation and superb organization, showed that any well-prepared nation can win. It's made the tournament more unpredictable, more chaotic in the best possible way. Guardian Africa called it the magic and chaos of AFCON. We're seeing strong diaspora players choosing to represent African nations. The tactical level has risen. This makes Egypt's task harder. They are not just fighting history, they are fighting a deeper, more competitive field. Host chaos is right. The final you referenced, Wanjiku, between Senegal and Morocco, was reportedly chaotic, dramatic, and ultimately decided by the finest margins. That's AFCON, it's raw passion. It's not the sanitized, hyper-commercialized product of some European leagues, it's visceral. And into that cauldron steps Mohamed Salah. His performance in the group stage and the round of 16 has been typically efficient. A goal here, an assist there, constantly drawing 2 or 3 defenders. But the question is, can he carry that form through 3 more knockout games? His physical and mental stamina will be tested like never before. David, there's another layer to Salah, isn't there? His identity as a devout Muslim. In your research, you came across an interesting point about the term Salah itself. David, correct. It's a profound coincidence. The name Mohammed Salah is globally recognized, but in Arabic, Salah or Salat refers to the ritual prayer, the second pillar of Islam. It's the obligatory prayer performed 5 times daily. This connection isn't lost on his fans, especially across the Muslim world in Africa and the Middle East. He is a figure who embodies sporting excellence and religious devotion. This amplifies his appeal and his representative weight. He's not just playing for Egypt. For millions, he represents certain values on a global stage. Host, an incredible dimension. Now, let's pivot and look at the challenges facing other contenders. The so-called magic and chaos means favorites fall early. Already, we've seen surprises. But let's talk about the host nation for 2025, Morocco. They were finalists last time. They have a world-class squad, but they are also navigating their own political landscape. Their Football Federation president, Fouzi Lekja, is also the first vice president of CAF. That's significant influence. Their success on the pitch is intertwined with their ambitious sporting and diplomatic projects. A home victory would be monumental. Wanjiku, who are the other genuine threats to Egypt's dream? Wanjiku, you have to look at Algeria, with Riyad Mahrez still pulling the strings. They have the experience. Ivory Coast, always athletic and powerful. Nigeria, if they can find consistency. Their attack on paper is frightening. And then the dark horses, Mali, Burkina Faso, and of course the champions Senegal, even if they've started a bit slowly. Every one of these teams has players in top European leagues. The gap has closed. Host, let's visualize the financial incentive gap between just reaching the knockout stages and winning it all. The jump from a quarterfinal payout to the champion's purse is massive. This money funds youth academies, coach education, infrastructure. For a federation like Kenya's, securing regular AFCON qualification is literally a multi-million-dollar development goal. The difference between winning and being a semi-finalist is over $4 million in direct prize money. Host, that's a transformative amount. It changes trajectories. Now a controversial angle. We've discussed the positives, national unity, economic boost. But what about the downsides? The immense pressure on players, the political exploitation of success or failure. David, we've seen governments stake their popularity on sports teams. Is this healthy? David, it's a double-edged sword. When Senegal wins, it's a triumph for President Faye's administration by association. When a team fails, it can become a lightning rod for broader public discontent. Football becomes a metaphor for national management. There's also the issue of resource allocation. In nations facing significant challenges, should a state pour millions into football success? Advocates say it boosts morale and international image. Critics say it's a distraction. The key is transparency. Where does the prize money go? Is it reinvested, or does it disappear into bureaucratic sinks? The denied altercation rumor in Nigeria hints at the opaque world of federation politics where these decisions are made. Host transparency is key. Wanjiku, from a pure football development standpoint, is the current AFCON model working? Does this biennial tournament, with its huge prizes, actually lift the standard of African football overall? Wanjiku unevenly, but yes, the trend is positive. The visibility is higher than ever. More scouts are watching. The success of players like Salah, Sadio Mane, and Victor Osimhen inspires a generation. The cash influx allows federations to plan longer term. But the core issue remains infrastructure at the grassroots level across most countries. The $7 million prize can build a lot of pitches. The challenge is ensuring it does. Also, the move to odd-numbered years, away from the World Cup, was smart. It gives the tournament its own dedicated space in the global calendar. Host, let's bring it back to Salah and Egypt's quarter-final. What must they do differently? They can't just rely on one man, can they? Wan Jiku, absolutely not. That's been their Achilles heel in previous campaigns. When Salah is marked out, the team has sometimes struggled for creativity. They need players like Trezeguet Mostafa Mohamed to step up decisively. Their defense, marshaled by Ahmed Hegazi, needs to be impeccable. One mistake in a knockout game can end the dream. The pressure will be suffocating. Every opponent will see beating Egypt and specifically silencing Salah as a crowning achievement. Host, it's the ultimate test of legacy. Finally, let's look ahead. What are the implications for Kenya? Our Harambee stars are not in this tournament, but we are watching as passionate fans. What lessons can our football ecosystem learn from this AFCON? David, firstly, the financial lesson is clear. Consistent qualification must be the non-negotiable goal. The $1.4 million for group stage participation is more than the annual budget of many federations. It's a lifeline. Secondly, we must professionalize our management to avoid the kind of controversies and rumors that plague other federations. Clean governance attracts sponsors and trust. Thirdly, we should leverage our diaspora talent, a trend that is strengthening other nations. Wan Jiku, and from a technical side, we need to build a distinct playing identity. Senegal has it, Morocco has it, Egypt has it built around Salah. Kenya needs a clear football philosophy from the grassroots up. The chaos of AFCON rewards teams with a strong, resilient identity. We have the athletic talent, we need the strategic framework. Host, powerful points from both of you. To summarize tonight's deep dive, Mohamed Salah's Egypt is on a march weighed down by history, but propelled by genius and national desire. The Africa Cup of Nations 2025 is proving to be a tournament where sporting drama intersects with economic reality and political symbolism. The prizes are bigger than ever, raising the stakes for nations on and off the pitch. Senegal's celebratory parade showed us the pinnacle. The denied altercation in CAF corridors showed us the behind-the-scenes tensions. And through it all, the magic and chaos of African football continues to captivate the world. For Kenya, the view from the sidelines should be one of keen learning and renewed ambition. The path is difficult, but the rewards, in pride, unity, and development, are immense. Thank you to Wan Jiku Mwang E and David Amondi for their insights. That's all the time we have. From all of us here at Kenya News Update Today, good night. Subscribe to Kenya News Update Today.